But speaking of soldiers, we gotta stop talking about Avatar. Speaking of soldiers, I want to talk about Gears of War because Gears of War is finally moving forward after trying to make this into something for years. For years, of course, Gears of War initially came out as a video game back in November 7th, 2006. Wow. Now they have a writer on board, which is a long time ago, right? We have a writer on board, John Spadis, who's doing the scripting the actual movie for Netflix. Netflix bought the rights this last year, and they're moving forward with it. This guy, he already co-wrote Dune. He worked on Doctor Strange. So that's what we're bringing in. Huge movies. That's what we're bringing in to do Gears of War.
Sure.
It's great. And if you don't know what Gears of War is, Gears of War was a game set on a planet on the brink of societal collapse when a monstrosity comes in. It's a threat to form an underground creatures known as the locusts are trying to take over humanity on the verge of extinction. I butchered that, but so it's coming out. And the thing is, for me, it's like, if you've been trying to do this forever, I mean, Halo worked on Paramount Plus as a series. I think that was all right. Maybe they should have done something like that. I don't know. Maybe, they've been trying to do a movie for so long. Maybe you just give up on the movie and go towards a series. There's so many streaming services. You probably get picked up anywhere to do this. And then maybe it would actually move forward faster. Maybe be greenlit faster. But now that Netflix has it, maybe this is the golden ticket to make it happen. I don't know. Mike, are you excited about this at all? Do you think this is a good idea? Or do you think it's going to actually happen? Does this actually matter there's a writer attached, or do you think it's just going to go to the wayside like it has for so many years?
I think Game Gear is a great idea for a movie. Any handheld Game Gear movie, the Lynx handheld that they developed, Wonder Swan.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Sean.
Wonder Swan. Sorry.
So I actually played I think 1 through 5, maybe 2 through 5. Did 1 come out on the Xbox or the 360?
Xbox. That's a launch title.
On the Xbox. Okay, so yeah, I played.
Oh no, wait. No, sorry, 360.
360. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so 3 words: couch co-op. Like that's a massive missing link in video games today. I want to be able to sit down with my wife and play co-op on the same screen, split screen. It doesn't matter. But the thing is that I think playing through all these games with my wife, I think we almost always fast forwarded through the cutscenes just to get to the shooting. So I have no idea other than throwing grenades and ducking behind things. Ducking behind things is a big part of
that's a huge part of it of the games. Yeah. Yes, and I'm gonna date myself here a little bit, but I went to a midnight press preview for Gears of War 2, where my lowly Twitter account, which has since been deactivated because fuck Twitter, I spoiled that there was you used a fire extinguisher very early in the second game, and that was a big news.
They went nuts.
But I think it's gonna happen. I think people are excited and they're recognizing or starting to recognize this medium to be a great fertile field for stories that might not have gotten the first time around to a larger audience. We're seeing it now with Last of Us. There's a movie coming out about Tetris, about
there's a Tetris movie coming out.
We're getting a movie about the guy who approached Michael Jordan about the Air Jordan shoe. Like we're just in this time of content where anything could be a story, and I think video games are one of those mediums that have just not always worked when it comes to translating from console to screen. And I think it will happen. Hopefully, I think that there's enough enough kind of content within the Gears of War lore to really kind of flesh it out. And make a good, compelling movie. I would watch it.
Sure.
Especially if there's it's a chainsaw on a machine gun. What else do you need? And, goes, and the guy just splits in half. It's fantastic.
So video game adaptations don't always go that great. You got a top 3 for us, Sean? Video game adaptations? It's hard because there's not a lot.
It's very hard.
There's not
no.
No, there's not.
You can throw Last of Us in there. I that would be in my top.
I mean,
3.
Last of Us was great. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed Last of Us. I think it didn't have as much of the gotta hide and cover and crafting that I expected. because from playing the game, there wasn't much of that in the show. So they were being a little facetious there. But no, I don't have a top three because there just hasn't been that many great ones. I mean,
Doom, right? Doom's definitely in there, right?
Oh, for sure. Doom had an entire section in the movie that was played in first person, as if you were supposed to like stand up at the movie theater and be like, "Yeah, I got the BFG, and I'm gonna run around it." I don't know what the hell that was. Yeah, Doom. I don't know. Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel. Blades of Steel. Is that even a movie? No. I would see it.
You would for sure see
I would definitely see it. And as Lexi's saying in the chat though, like apparently they actually had a major Hollywood writer that did the script for the second or the third game of this. So I mean that's pretty big, you know. Yeah, that's pretty big. And they're asking in the chat like who would play the main character. And we got going back and forth. People are saying our friend of the show, Dave Bautista, friend of the show.
He's the only motherfucker that's as thick as the guys in that video game.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I can see Dave doing it. Get it, Dave. I'm casting you right now. Get it. I think The Rock wanted to do it at one point.
Yeah, as much as Dave Bautista wants to walk away from that caricature, for sure, yes. Let's put him in grunt attire and give him a chainsaw gun.
Well, kick some ass.
I would watch the hell of it. Yeah.
It's either that or that Mr. Nanny 2 script that's been floating around Hollywood for the last 15 years or so.
That'll reinvent the career.
Yeah, right. That's got his name all over right there. I mean, if it's Dave, I'll watch it. I don't care. Friend of the show. That's what I say. They're also asking for a Postal movie too, focusing on Cave Johnson, which I don't know what that is, but I'm down for it.
Oh, Portal.
But this is happening.
From Portal.
Portal.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a Portal here too. Yes, Portal. I'm reading a couple chats at a time from Portal. Maybe. I mean, honestly. You have a lot of content on these video games. There's a lot of stuff that you can draw from as opposed to, remaking things that we talk about all the time. Like we don't have to remake. We knew content.
Sean, you and I knew that they were going to be pulling from comic books and that was going to just explode as soon as the CG happened. Like that shit was obvious, was it not? So
yeah.
You're right, Brian. It wouldn't surprise me if this is just another kind of untapped source of IP and maybe the movies and the shows will get better.
Yeah, it could.
It puts a lot of pressure on the Mario movie, I would say for sure too.
There's a lot of pressure on the Mario movie since the first one, like we talked about on Friday. I think they spent like $50 million and they made like $20 million or something like that. It was something ridiculous.
You were talking about the 1990.
Yes,
Mario
we were,
movie and you didn't have me on.
Well, no, that shit just came up. We were talking about the new Mario movie and the projections, how much you're expecting to make opening weekend, and it snowballed from there. Snowball.
Dude, the accent is such a killer for me. Although seeing these CGI like toadstool people running around, like it just makes me feel like all warm and fuzzy inside. So
I get the same feeling too. Like I'm seeing these things, these characters, these themes, these motifs, whatever, like that I grew up with or that I were beholden to, and like I'm super excited for just like the fact that this is the kind of content that's coming out now. Like someone is actually paying attention, to these things as an art medium and bringing them to life. I think it's exciting.
That's Miyamoto all over, man. The Nintendo brand has been to cradle you, like to trust in the hands of Nintendo. Pretend they're not a
in Nintendo we trust.
Beast with their walled garden of content. Like, but their first party shit is off the hook, and it's always been off the hook and cute as hell. I mean, it just looks like it's popping us in the middle of Mario Odyssey or what have you. Like, I'm ready.
I like this idea of a horror film based on The Sims that Rachel said in the chat too. That could be kind of cool. You never know.
I have the darkest dreams of my sim. You put him into the pool and then you remove the ladder and he just swims himself to death because that's it. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah,
we were sadists.
You're the same.
No. That's what I was the god. I was the man commanding my sim to go take a jump in the pool at 4 a.m. We had to be work at 7.